well. So yeah, so we've just done a little recap of handover weekend stuff. So basically in this session today, just wanted to chat to you and get a feel for what you would like covered in the September session. So I know we did a bit of content collection with you last time we saw you, but also we just want to grab the opportunity every time we see you face to face, basically, to get you on camera one way or another, whether it's photos or maybe if you're really camera shy, it might be more voiceover, sound type things, or as we say, video as well. So we really want to make the most of every opportunity to see you guys face to face, and we get another opportunity in September. So hopefully you'll have a little think about what would be useful for you, and if there's anything particular where you're like, I want to do something to camera about that, because we know that those videos perform better than our other content on social, basically. So really like to know what topics you'd like to talk about and if there's anything else you'd like to cover. Also, there was quite a lot of enthusiasm for the hoot when we all got together. So this is the session about comms, tools and resources. So I thought it might be useful to chat you through the hoot a little bit while we're here, to give you an opportunity to kind of ask questions and that side of things. We've also touched on website bios. So yeah, the eagle-eyed amongst you have spotted that website bios are going up as we speak. I don't know how you're getting on with your 2 email addresses, but email addresses will be appearing on the website next week as well. So it will be the one that's associated with Twitter that goes on there. So the one that's associated with your role title is the one that will be added to your bio. So if you receive emails through there, hopefully it will be clear that they're coming from the website. If you're just wondering how your email has got out there, it will be it should be your role title one as opposed to your personal name. Nicola, did you have a question?
I've just had a look at my bio on things.
Oh, right.
So you've got it as vice president, me as vice president student representation, but all the stuff underneath, it's still Kelly's bio on there.
Yeah, I was going to say it's under construction at the moment.
Right,
so
okay.
Please bear with.
Yeah. Because I was like, okay.
You may be half 2 people at the moment.
Right, okay. Because I was like, look,
hopefully by the end of the week you'll be a full person.
Okay, no worries.
But well spotted. But by next week you'll be a full person, and a full person with an email address as well.
Yeah.
So when it comes to Twitter accounts, so the outgoing cohort have been requested today whether they can hand over their Twitter accounts because they're associated with roles. So we're in the process of doing kind of the handover there. So hopefully you'll be getting those, and they'll also be added to that bio as an alternative place. Had you had them in place at this stage, I think we would have probably spoken about Twitter a bit more whilst we're all together. But since you can't really go and do it practically right now, I was thinking it might be better to do that either via Teams, hopefully not as late as waiting to the September session, because that really would be quite late. But if anyone's got any initial questions about Twitter, then this might be a good time to flag those. Do we have anyone who's a big kind of Twitter/X person who likes to tweet a lot at the moment? Or are we all kind of on the fence?
I wouldn't say I'm a big X person because I think it's an absolute bin, to be honest, but I do use it, and it is quite good for generating traffic and getting messages out there to students. So I do use it in my capacity for my role, but all I will say about it is post what what you're posting is what you're doing. So ignore anyone who has anything else to say about that. There are plenty of trolls across social media, and just ignore them. is my best my advice.
I'd agree with that. And I do use it for my role. I wasn't before getting. I wasn't a big Twitter X person before coming into this role, but yeah, and it is really good for generating traffic, and the students know what we're up to.
But
Yeah,
definitely requires a thick skin. Oh, go for it, Jack.
Oh yeah, I've been using a personal Twitter account since 2008, and then been using my role account pretty well. I said that make more personal posts rather than retweets or likes and such. But yeah, I've been using it.
And I also use it with OU Pride as well. So yeah.
Oh, brilliant, Scott. I also saw you in Know You Pride video when I
Oh,
came
yeah.
back from leave. So yeah, you're
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, it's the one wishing students good luck with their results.
Yeah, brilliant. And for the uninitiated, I know, we're supposed to be calling it X all the time now, but I can't help myself. I'm still calling it Twitter. I'm still saying retweet and everything. But for the uninitiated, when you retweet a message, it's useful for new users to know that kind of implies kind of an endorsement. So that's why we're quite careful about what we retweet. If it's something that we see that's out there and we think, yes, and I agree with that. Yeah, I want to put that out there into the world. So retweeting something is your vehicle for doing that as well. So if you see something that you really agree with, resharing it with the world is, a really real positive as well. I'm sure once you get your accounts, we'll probably be encouraging you to tag us as well, kind of @ing us on Twitter so that we can pop make sure that we retweet things that you're putting out there or liking as well. Obviously, another clear form of endorsement. So that's really, really straightforward. We're just @OU Students on Twitter. Doesn't take up a lot of time to type. So hopefully you'll be tagging us in your best kind of tweets so we can reshare those. We've got someone who looks after our social media on a daily basis, obviously only Monday to Friday, but they'll be looking out for tweets as well and things that you're doing so they can pick up some things that can be shared from kind of the main account. Anything else on Twitter before we move on from that topic? Oh, good. We tend to kind of live tweet the SLT meetings, so you might find that you're kind of quoted and possibly tagged in those tweets as well. I can see some nodding. People who've I've been tagged before, so it's nothing to be nervous about. Basically, we'll have like a member of staff who's kind of like listening in to the SLT meetings. It tends to be a member of the exec support team, either Gabby or Sam, so they know full well when things are confidential, so they know what to choose to retweet rather than just retweeting some top secret information about the OU. They will be careful in those sessions and just find some choice kind of quotes or things that are going on to give people who aren't at the meeting, the wider student population, a feel for what happens at those meetings. Natalie.
Just on that comment there around confidentiality, as great as social media is, there is a lot of things that we see that we can't share. So often, if you're going to share anything, just say, "Oh, I've been in a meeting today with so and so," or "I've been to the association media comms training," and then leave it at that. So none of the actual content itself. So you can share where you've been, what you've been doing, but don't actually say anything about what's been said within those meetings unless you've been expressly told. That's fine. Tell everybody, because otherwise you can end up getting ourselves into trouble.
Good point. Very good point. And also, we joked at the beginning of this meeting, we were like, oh, we could be the AI cohort. Also worth noting that it's very useful to use kind of chat GPT for writing things. If you really feel stuck and you're like, oh, I just want a first draft of something, there are some fantastic tools out there. Probably goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. Obviously, if you've got lots of confidential docs or things that shouldn't be shared, please don't even consider putting them into AI or anything that's going to write for you, because you would be kind of teaching the AI some information that it shouldn't know. So I know you wouldn't anyway, but it would be very tempting if you had a long report to be like, I'll just stick it in chat GPT and it will do a nice summary for me. Confidential things really should not be going in there. So Scott, go for it.
Yeah, talking about obviously confidential information. Now I've received, I'm not going to say what, but it's just an email from is it JISC mail subscription thing? I'm just wondering if is that something that I need to worry about or not or.
Oh, I think I'd need to take some advice on that. I'm not sure myself.
Is it the JISC system? JISC, did you say?
Yeah.
Normally that's it's a bit like Camel, so they send out mass emails. So it depends on where it's come from. But if you do see anything you're not sure, if you report it as phishing, and then the OU team will pick up on it.
I think it's something genuine. 'Cause it's from academic, what do you call it? Curriculum
Governance.
learning and teaching. Yeah, it's from governance anyway. So
yeah, that's probably about right because I had some earlier from governance and that came under the JISC system as well. So
yeah, and I was like, yeah.
So I think at the moment they are doing a lot of.
If in doubt, err on the side of caution.
Which is what I was doing. That's why I didn't want to
Mm.
sort of like report as phishing when it's something I need to be sort of like keep aware of, or do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Were there any details in the email itself? Oh, sorry, Andrew, you go.
No, it's fine. I was just going to say, just a little, just recently, when I actually had the emails up and running, I actually did speak with you, Scott, about this one. And I also raised it up with Natalie. But I actually did have a phishing email come through.
Oh, yes.
Which was really, really, when you join in and the first time you suddenly see that, you kind of do feel like, oh, what on earth is this?
Yeah. Based on what you said, Andrew, because you did raise it with me, that's why I've been watching every single email about what comes through and just being careful with it, really. Yeah.
Andrew, you will get a lot more because I've had 9 this month already.
9? Goodness gracious me.
In my Deputy President box. I finally got into my box today. I had 46 emails. All of them were from one company or another. So,
wow. I wonder if there's something to do with the settings on the mailbox where it's not filtering out spam. That might be something I have to check with IT about.
I got into VP the first time. I got a lot of spam type emails in the first 2 or 3 days, and then it calmed down.
If you've set up sort of a new email system or you've had to change your level of security, so for me I've gone from volunteer to staff member, they send them more so that basically you're trained to know that you shouldn't be accepting them. So it's like testing the system so that we don't end up in situations like Microsoft the other day.
Yeah, my gosh.
Yeah.
That was like the day after I went on leave. I was like, oh, so the whole world's closing down. All right.
Oh, yeah. It caused a massive problem in my bank account where duplicate card payments went out.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. And then I had problems with Outlook, Teams. Yeah. And just to say, Natalie, yeah, I had to do that as well with a Twitter. So I obviously had to change the password and then it wouldn't let me then go in to change it because I had to wait for a verification code.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
please,
it's all
Nicola,
done
no
now.
mention of passwords, please. I've had enough of them.
Mark, you've had a bit of a day of it, haven't you?
Yeah,
Jeffrey's been waiting very patiently.
Yeah,
He's had his hand up for a little while now.
No, it's all right. It's not anything too important. I just wanted to get some advice on. So I've already been in touch with comms with Jasmine, who's been really lovely and really helpful because I was thinking of doing just a LinkedIn post, just saying, oh, here, look at this, I'm starting this position. And so she's been updating me about when we're going to get all the content session pictures through. And she was really lovely and helpful. She actually sent me one that you guys already had from the awards dinner. So I might end up just using that. Brilliant. But I just wanted to check if that's kind of the right thing. You were saying about if we're not sure about saying something, for example, content, something we've heard in a session or something. But I just wanted to check, is that the right thing to do? Should I email that? I think it's OU Students Media or whatever it is. Just
yes, OU Students Media. That's the one.
Because the way I write, it tends to be I make some jokes, and I get the sense I'm probably going to get myself in some trouble at some point. So
One to look
I'm
out
just
for, okay.
wondering if, I mean, in my initial LinkedIn post that I've drafted to take over the role, I make a joke at Lou's expense, I make a joke at OU Com's expense, and then I spend about half of it talking about how beautiful I am. So I just am wondering if maybe that's
something to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's
presumably
something maybe
you ran
that's
that
worth
past
running
Lou
by
just
you guys
as a courtesy.
Or...
Did you run it past Lou as a courtesy? That's what I'd
Yes,
recommend doing. If
I've
you're
been...
going, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
I'm sure you've got brilliant common sense and people skills with this, Jethro. But also, I would kind of say, you know, that's an assumption I'm making. But the fact that you've checked in with Lou, I'm sure you're totally fine. It's all good. Okay. And yeah, we can take a joke. Don't worry, that you can make a joke at our expense.
No. It's a very good joke. And I mean, even with Lou, it's just like, oh, you've left me so much work, but now I've got your LinkedIn details, so you're in as much trouble as I am. But, you know. Yeah, that was all.
Brilliant.
Checking.
No, that's good, and it's a really good point. You don't have to limit yourself to Twitter. Obviously, we've got LinkedIn, we've got Instagram. We don't really do a lot on TikTok at the moment, but Andrew's happy. That's good. But feel free to tag us on other spaces as well. But your dedicated accounts with other Twitter ones. Go.
I was just saying I've tried to add as many people as possible on LinkedIn, but I didn't manage to find some of you. So, because that's my main kind of thing that I use.
I accepted.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, I got you.
Yay.
Yeah. Not all of us are on there.
Now we're real friends.
I'll have a look to see whether you've added me, because I am on LinkedIn, but I don't use it very much.
Okay.
Okay, brilliant. So I did promise you a bit of a Hoot intro, and here we are in our last 15 minutes. We're getting onto the Hoot, but not to fear, because as Jethro mentioned, we've got that OU students-media@open.ac.uk email address. So please, if you're feeling unsure or you're thinking, I want to write about something, but I don't really know where to start, please do get in touch with us. You know, we're here to help. So yeah, do let us know if you need anything at any stage. But I think I will just show you a little bit about the Hoot. I don't know who here has managed to set up a Hoot account so far.
Well, I've got a login details from Mark. So yeah.
Does that mean you can write articles as Mark?
Well, no, it's my own login. It's Scott Harvey, but the thing is that I don't know. I can try.
So I hear there's been some hackers trying to get into the WordPress side of the
Oh yeah.
Don't fear, you don't need to get onto edit it via WordPress. Yes, it is a WordPress site, but it's set up as an online magazine where any student can submit an article. So you don't need any coding experience or anything, don't worry. All you need to do is head on there, and actually I set up an account earlier today because I've got my work one, of course, but I thought, oh, I should have my own little personal one that I can show you guys as a bit of an example. So this is going to work. I did a bit of a screen record. Let's see if I can share this with you. So, can you see this? We've all gone silent. Is anyone there? Am I on my own?
Yeah, we can see it. Just put this,
Oh, brilliant. Okay, cool. So you don't need to give all the details in the world. You can set up your own little name for it. So I went for Kate D and MK for that's what cool dudes call Milton Keynes. So mk.d -mk for me, but you can set up the username that you'd like. An associated email address. You guys have already got two email addresses associated with your roles, so I'd probably suggest that you choose one of those so you haven't got things in 10 million places. 2 is quite enough. You can set up your own little password for it. We do like people's full names as well. You can write a little bio. It doesn't have to be long. What you're currently studying. I've also studied, but I'm not currently studying anything, which made me feel like such a fraud when I was filling this in. And then there's just a few things to tick, whether you're a robot. There's a little privacy policy, it's quite standard. And then there's a MailChimp list that we very rarely use. It's just if the site goes down and we need to tell all contributors something. So it's just one page to create an account. I'll stop sharing now. The web address is, for anyone who haven't visited yet, is thehootstudents.com. But to finish setting up your account, you just get a little email to whatever email address you've associated it with. And it's good to copy this code because I think occasionally it can be a bit buggy. But on this occasion it wasn't. Click on the link in there. For me it was just auto-populated, didn't need to paste it in, it was there. Activate and your account becomes active. And at that stage, you can go in and create to your heart's content. So you can pop up stories on there. There's listicles, so little lists that you can create. It's okay, as you can see from Scott's video, we can embed videos in there as well, so that's handy. I think we can also embed kind of tweets and social stuff as well, so that's quite handy. So really, the world's your oyster with the Hoot. You can create a quiz if you want to. You don't have to write reams and reams. I think we have got a little bit of a suggested word limit in there, but we're not ever so strict with that. Once you submit a post, it goes to our little editorial team and we just take a little bit of a look. Might need changing in terms of formatting or something. We ask people to kind of proofread their own content before putting it up. Good to get to know the general guidance. If you go onto the Hoot, you can, oh, I've got that up ready to share. If you go onto the Hoot, you'll see in the help section there is some information about what it's okay to post on there. It's not too surprising. We try to avoid acronyms wherever we can, but obviously ones like TMA and EMA, we know that OU students will understand those. But we try to avoid jargon where possible. Obviously, we're not putting anything inappropriate or offensive on there. Self-promotion as well is something that we're quite sensitive about, but there is like a bit of a grey area. So imagine somebody had a book out to promote. If you just wrote an article saying, this is my book, come buy my book, we would probably have to say, oh, I'm not sure we can publish this. But if you were writing about a topic that you thought would be useful for users and then it just happened to have a link to your book, it might be or it might have a little mention that you've got a book coming out, that might be passing some of the guidance, so worth knowing about that. Obviously, a big one that we've already spoken about a little bit is kind of copyright. So there is guidance on the website about what images you can pop on there. So we use Pixabay and Pexels, possibly one other stock imagery website to grab stock imagery in case you don't have any photos that you've taken yourself that you want to add. So do have a look on there, see what you can find. But the only thing I'd say is with Pixabay, images of free cats, lovely. Oh wait, no, they're free images of cats. No, it's not the same, is it? Pixabay has lots of free images, but I would avoid the top line because these are the ones you have to pay for. But if you look in the very tiny small print, the royalty-free images are all the ones below. So Pixabay is great, Pexels as well, for picking up. Sorry, my children making a noise in the background. Hope you can't hear that. So they're great for kind of picking up like royalty-free images, basically, that we're not going to get any nasty fines for, because we have received a few fines in the past for images that we've had up on the Hoot. So we do like little audits every so often, but it's worth you knowing. Grab those copyright free images, those royalty free images, and add them to your articles. And if in doubt, as Mark says, err on the side of caution. Always just flag it up if you're like, found this image, not 100% sure, but you know, do you think it's okay to use? Just get in touch. Use that OU students-media email address to ask us. That's totally fine. So what have we picked up on? Pixabay. Obviously, you can create your own images as well. We like to credit the images where we can. I think we're quite strict in the guidelines to say you really should credit all the images. That is just about to change. We're going to say that crediting images is more of a bonus, because we like to give credit where it's due. To, even though they're kind of free images, we like to put down the name of who's submitted them, but it's not totally essential, but we do encourage it. Going back to that guidance, if I can find the right tab. Obviously, we're not going to be doing any of the plagiarism side of things. Assessed work for publication. I think this one's one of the tricky ones, because sometimes we have creative writers who want to put things out there, but we're not actually. Oh, and also people just grabbing stuff from modules. It says, little caveat there, the editorial team is not able to tell if your work was originally written for a module. If we're aware that something is from a module submission, we will have to remove it. So I'm sure you guys wouldn't do that anyway, but just wanted to let you know. And then when it comes to sharing, we do have a Hoot Twitter account. So we like to, sorry, Twitter X account. You can tell I can't get rid of saying it. We do like to share what you put out there. So just because it's going on the Hoot, that doesn't mean that's the only place it will sit. We'd like to put things out from the Hoot on social as well, generally. So please just take that as a nice compliment once your article is up. Any questions on those? I would suggest, if unsure, have a little play. You know, maybe a fun topic, your top 5 chocolate bars, your top 5 modules, your top 5 moments as an OU student. You know, those lists are quite a good starter one, because you don't have to think about the structure, you know, the beginning, the middle and the end, that kind of thing, but they're quite nice for kind of just getting your account set up and getting getting writing, really. So I don't know, we've got 5 minutes to go. I don't know whether any of you had any burning topics where you're like, yes, this isn't your only time to say it, so don't worry. You can always message us anytime in between now and September. Obviously, if it's the day before, we might struggle a little bit, but any kind of topics that you'd like to cover in September when we're all together, or anything where you're like, oh, that's a comms thing. For example, using some of the office type tools, Teams, like messaging each other and using the threads on there. How are people getting on with that? Are you finding that you can see the things that are being posted on there? Well, if you're not and you feel too shy to say it right now, don't worry, just message us and we'll make sure that you know what you're doing on there, because don't want you missing out on any of the internal comms as well as all this external stuff. Because, you know, staying in touch with one another is really important, almost as important or possibly more important than getting your message out there to the wider students, because if we don't know what each other are doing, then those students are not going to know either. So do make sure you're getting to know teams, getting to know one another, looking at the conversations that are going on around you, because that's going to inform what you're doing as well. You'll know what other people are up to, approaches people are taking, and tagging people in there is great as well. I don't know whether you've used that feature yet, but you can kind of like @ and put someone's name. I could see a few people doing it already on Teams, but that's really handy.